Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Left Past 10. Adrian Vixen is here.
Adrian!
Surprise guest. Hey, Adrian, I want to thank you for coming in for this interview. Jake, whose name rhymes with flake.
Oh, no.
No, Jake couldn't make it again this week. That's okay. 2 weeks in a row.
Also rhymes with baked.
That's true. And cake. He might be just gorging on birthday cake. You never know.
Matt, you can.
I am. Yeah, I live in South Carolina.
It's April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we're
it's
gonna get a
hot, though.
fucking freeze, and you're living in the nice.
Look
It's
at that bronze.
Yeah, and I was doing this in my interview because my neck is kind of sunburned.
Ow!
Is it from the
redneck.
tennis?
No,
Redneck.
He's a
South Carolina
redneck.
redneck. Partly because of tennis, yeah, and also because just being outside, which this is why I moved here, or one reason I was looking forward to moving here.
Good to touch grass.
Yeah, I mean, I'm done with snow. I don't know how you all do it.
I love snow. I'm
Me
a snow
too.
fan.
Yep.
See, but
I
you
don't
have
want
to
any more
drive to
now.
work. Okay.
I did
because
for
I'm not an
20
idiot.
I
I work
did.
from home.
I did in Buffalo for 22 years up the lake in lake effect snow.
That's a lot of snow.
Wow.
Yeah, it would snow a lot back then, but it doesn't now. Now Buffalo gets humongous one snowstorm with 4,000 inches, and then it doesn't snow but twice the rest of the season because everything's changed. The lakes didn't even freeze, and they didn't get the lake effect snow they usually do.
Yeah, I mean, we had a rainy day where it was like 56. Otherwise, it's 70s and 80s here. I'm loving it.
Wow, it's planting weather
it's-
there.
Yeah, well,
I'm
my
chomping
wife's
at the
going crazy.
bit. Adrian, do you grow any food or vegetables or do any gardening?
I do not.
Well, you will eventually. So I am the person to ask.
Yeah, you will, because that's the way the earth is going. Sustainability. We're all going to have to do this. We can't rely on capitalism to feed us.
I grow.
Yeah.
onions.
You grow
It's-
onions? Yeah. Go ahead, Adrian.
I was going to say, I mean, it's challenging with being, with having limited mobility
Sure.
to be
I
like
know.
physically out there and getting in the ground and getting in the dirt and stuff. But it's something I've always been a fan of, and like I like to compost and stuff.
Cool. Well, if you ever want to learn, I have a playlist. Well, I used to call myself the Disabled Able Gardener. I changed it to the Anthropocene Gardener because I am very disabled in my spine. However, I'm now doing some vertical gardening. So if you ever want to learn, I am now loving to want to try to teach someone who may not know. So there you go.
It looks like
gotta
you
do,
just
a
got rated.
whole Movie.
I did get a
trend
raid,
series.
yes.
Adrian, do you have your channel on this on
Twitch.
YouTube? Oh, it's a Twitch. Okay.
We've got Twitch and YouTube going.
Oh, you have YouTube going. I gotta find
Do you
it.
want to thank your raider?
I do, yeah. If we could just give a quick shout out to Carla's Wild Ride. Thank you for raiding in. I hope you had a lovely stream. Carla was covering transition, the trans allegories into the Matrix, which is a discussion of how the Matrix movies are an allegory for being trans.
Yep.
Okay.
So
That's
it is
awesome.
it is a wonderful discussion. She's been doing it every Wednesday. So be sure to check that out. And thanks again for the raid.
That's cool. So what have you been up to, Adrian?
Streaming. I've been streaming quite a bit.
Daytimes.
Yeah,
Right.
I've been doing some day streams. Kind of trying to find when I want to stream, and also just living that ADHD, autism, can't keep a schedule kind of life.
Yeah, I've
Low
been missing your
executive function.
streams. I
I
keep
know.
it's tough. It's like either I don't know. I'm just too busy.
You are too busy. You're a very busy person.
Too busy. Yep. I just took on more work.
Well, look at you.
Yeah.
Are you working
Well,
hard?
Yeah.
Hardly
good.
working.
Is it anything to share? Or is it
I'm creating a comic with Harvey K, Professor Harvey K, and he's like, we should do a live stream and talk about it on air. And I'm like, I'm not crowdsourcing ideas. This is yours and mine. Like, we can bring people in when it's time, but he and I, every time because we have sessions like every day or every other day.
Wow.
And every time we're done, we're like, this is really fun. And he's like, yeah, this is really fun. I'm like, I love making comics, and I haven't had this much fun doing it ever. Like, this is a lot of fun. Like, he and I working together. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
you're adding a real
so,
dimension to his life at this point, you know?
yeah.
That's cool.
Well,
Yeah.
and like, talking to a historian,
Yeah.
like, it's like a wealth of knowledge. But anyway, yeah, it's just really fun creatively. So I say it's work, but really it's just, I don't know. It's like a way of saying my time is consumed. It's not negative. It's
No.
good. It's all
No.
good.
You ever
No.
think about how we use the word work
Yeah.
to like mean, working for some like fucking shitty corporation,
Yep. I know.
Like,
I
I'm
hate
not
it.
working for a fucking corporation.
Yeah, like you're saying, oh, I'm working towards something. And if it's positive, it's hard to say it's work if it's something passionate that you love.
And also, I'm working on stuff. It doesn't mean I make money from it.
There
Still
you
work.
go. Me too. I can't say I work. My child's a hobby. It's not a job. I'm not working.
But you are working.
You're doing
Well,
good
no,
work.
I'm not. Not in case, not to the powers that be who support my ass. I'm not working.
Right.
I medically retired.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
a hobby. I
It
just
is a
mean
hobby.
that, content creation, putting it out there is a form
Oh,
of labor.
It is
Let's
labor,
put it that way.
and most of us, I think, feel it's a labor of love. I hope. I think
I
you
think
do.
so.
Yes, and I think Adrian, your audience will probably say that they see that in you, a labor of love.
I mean, I wouldn't be doing it this much if I didn't love doing it.
Right.
But I'm still fairly new to streaming. It's been less than a year. But I do it every single day.
That's right. And you're learning a lot, and you're bringing people along with you on that ride. So it's pretty exciting.
I've had a blast with it. So
Good. I like that. Here's to you. Cheers
Thank
to
you.
vitamin water.
What's in that jar? There's like
Vitamin
cakey,
water.
clumpy shit at the bottom.
It's
What is
vitamin. It's fizzy. I have to go fill it up. It's a fizzy. It's called 8 Greens. It's got all kinds of shit in it.
I do liquid IV.
It? Yeah, of course you do.
Remember I said I do anything the Majority Report is sponsored by? I'm like, I'll take it.
Liquid
I have
IV
an-
is good.
I have an
Is it?
Aura frame.
But is it? It's not caffeine. What is
No.
liquid?
They
IV
have a
actually?
caffeinated one.
Yeah.
But most
Okay.
of them are just like electrolytes and vitamins.
Yeah, good
Cell
stuff.
salts.
You know
I
what
have to
else has
drink
electrolytes in it? Pickle
what?
juice. Try it sometime.
Doesn't
Yeah.
really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the salt and depending on what you put in it. Yeah.
Do you know about are you up to speed on our pickle discussions here? Adrian?
I have not kept up on the pickle discourse.
Adrian, you don't know what you're
All
missing.
right. Shut the fuck up for a
Shit.
second, everyone. Let me do this one. All right. Do you like peanut butter?
Yes.
Do you like pickles?
Yeah.
Do you
like
see where
bread?
this is going?
Yeah.
Would you ever put them all in one thing?
I would.
Have
I
you?
told you. It's
I
good. It
haven't,
sounds
but I
good.
would.
Would you do it live on cam tonight?
I
Jake
think
did
if I
it and
have-
almost threw up.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Matt seems to believe like this is like a challenge. Like, oh yeah, I challenge you, man, to eat some good food. Like,
A
yeah,
pickle
let's have
peanut
the
butter
ice cream
sandwich?
challenge. Peanut butter pickle sandwich.
I don't know that I have pickles. I'd have to check.
Oh, I'll send you some. Send me your address.
But next time I come on, I will eat a peanut butter pickle sandwich. No problem.
Absolutely. And you'll enjoy every
Oh.
second of it because it's fucking God's gift to man.
I still haven't done it yet, Andrea. I still have not gone to the grocery store to buy organic peanut butter since we
Same.
talked. Like weeks, I never go to the grocery store. But
Yeah.
tomorrow, I'm going out. I'm
Right.
going to buy organic peanut butter, and I'm going to open my goddamn pickles. I'm going to do it.
Well, do
Maybe
it
I'll
next week.
video my. Oh, should I
Or make
wait?
a video. You got to do it in some recorded fashion.
If that
I
video
can wait.
has any edits, sus. Like, I'm not buying it.
Okay,
Like,
then
it has to be.
I'll do it here. Although I don't eat bread, I'll do it for special occasion.
Absolutely. I got
Uh,
this hair thing. You see
all
what's
right.
going on?
Andrea was just like
gotta make the
dipping
note.
pickles in peanut butter. And
Well, I
it's
didn't
like,
have
are you going to
bread.
use that peanut butter
Oh.
jar for anything else? Because
Or-
now it's.
Take the
Well,
pickles and put the
I
peanut
put
butter like.
peanut butter in a bowl first.
See, that's what something like
Okay.
that
Whoa.
sounds good. Like peanut butter
Yeah.
on the pickles, I totally get.
Peanut
I
butter.
You
don't
know,
normally
peanut butter
have
pickle
bread.
sandwich sounds a little heavy with
Yeah,
the peanut butter
I'm not
and
a
the bread.
person per se.
Yeah,
but
me neither. Me
But
neither.
I think the challenge is supposed to be the peanut butter and pickle combo that
Yeah.
Matt finds atrocious.
Yeah, this is like the third week, so we're on this. So this is
This is like
it's
we're 2
definitely a
months
big
in
t-
on this one.
I was
2
thinking
months in,
about.
is
love
it
it.
already?
I was thinking about doing a
Oh,
version that
shit.
would be like, you know how like you go into a high-end restaurant and they're like, the chef would like you to have one of his deconstructed peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and then it's like, this is nothing like peanut. This is like a grape and a peanut and butter. You know what I mean? Like they always do that kind of. I was trying to think of like what's like the $50 version of a pickle peanut butter sandwich that you just get it
Fif-
over with real
The
quick.
$50 version.
Yeah, just like something real high end, like
Caviar
super
on the side?
fancy. Yeah,
And you want to
or
add your eggs, your little
know,
caviar eggs.
what are those fancy restaurants called where they use like dry ice and every goddamn thing?
All right, check this
Bougie.
out. Have you heard of
Yeah.
peanut butter cups?
Yes.
Now imagine, instead of being made of chocolate with peanut butter in the middle, we make the cup out of peanut butter, and in the middle, relish, chopped up pickle.
That's what I'm talking about. If there was something like
Relish.
that,
Now
That
that's
sounds-
interesting, actually.
and then like name it something that isn't pickle and peanut butter sandwich,
Okay.
because that just sounds like
Um,
gross, man.
Well, that's
Butter-
just because your
butterish
brain
balls.
is in the cage constructed by the
No.
culinary minds of yesteryear, and you don't really know what the hell's going on.
There might be some truth to that, but I like peanut butter and I like pickles.
Peanut
I
butterish
Don't
balls.
see. I love those things. It's like
Do you really? Do you really?
not
you
enough.
spend
Not
multiple
enough,
months of your
apparently.
life
Pickled
hating on
peanut
them.
butter balls.
No, but it would. The name would have to be something that doesn't include pickle or peanut butter.
Damn it.
Just to
Come
be
on,
clear,
Adrian.
I
Speak
prefer
up here.
dill
Help
pickle.
me.
Bread and butter, garbage. Shit for fuck. That's a shitty
Yeah,
pickle.
those are
If you have
bad.
bread and butter pickles in your fridge, throw the whole fridge out. You don't need
I don't even get
I
the
like
name.
those.
I like them.
I
No,
make
no, no,
those.
they gotta
I
be
make
dill.
I make those too, but bread and butters are good. I
Yeah.
can't see going south. He's on my channel. I have tried. I don't remember ever blocking him. I can't see him, and my whole audience can. Hello, Torstein from Greenland. Give him a hand.
Yay!
Yeah, his homeland is
Greenland.
it's melting away.
Oh, is that where the Doomsday iceberg is coming
No,
from?
that's our Antarctica.
Oh, okay.
No, what's happening in Greenland is that it's erosion, melting, you know.
Okay, Jake did not forget. We
Oh,
all hope he's okay.
yes.
He
Hey, don't
said
throw me in there. I don't speak for.
Andrea doesn't care one way or another for Jake's well-being, but he did say, "Sorry, gang." So he at least reached out. It's not like he just ghosted us.
No, he
So,
did, but we
sure he's
miss him,
fine.
and we're hoping for the best for whatever he's doing, and that he comes back with some incredible tales to tell.
I'm guessing it's none of that. I think he's
Aw, come
gonna.
on.
Okay. We could speculate about his hair. What kind of hair is he gonna come back with? Clean cut or
Mm.
because it gets pretty disheveled
I'm
the
gonna say
longer he
clean
goes.
cut.
I'm gonna hope it's as disheveled as possible. Personally, I think clean cut. Hey, it's not clean. Okay, it is cut, but it's certainly not clean. It's
Depending on
gross.
what he's
It's
doing,
disgusting
though,
to look at. You
Andrea.
know, I hate when people
Let's
have short
let's
hair.
go around and just speculate one of two things. One, what is Jake up to? And two, is he wearing a suit and tie the whole
Oh,
time he's doing it?
absolutely.
Now,
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
do we all agree he's wearing a tie the whole time,
Absolutely.
no matter what
The
he's
suit
doing?
is optional, but the tie is fundamental.
Okay, well, let's say he was deep
Agreed.
sea diving.
Absolutely. Why
Jake.
He's got a tie in there.
not?
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Awesome.
No, over the scuba suit,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
you go.
floating.
On top of it.
Mhm.
That's a cool visual. Can you draw that, Matt?
Yes, yes, I
I
can.
bet you could.
Would he have?
Wow.
Would he have? Do you think he would have left Michigan in this time? Do you think he's on like a real adventure, or he said
might
he was
be
working for a
on one of the
candidate?
lakes.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of secret activity on the lakes, you know, like
What do you mean?
underground bunkers, you know,
What?
military like battle things. They practice battles on the lakes.
Yeah.
So Jake's CIA, is that what we're saying?
I think something like that.
That would explain the suits. I don't know.
Mystery solved.
He mentioned that he was working for a progressive candidate at one point. This is the thing. This is what I was telling Sandy earlier. Jake, when we started this show, Jake was producing more content than any of us.
Yeah.
And I think this show broke him. I said, "Can you handle one more show?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." Look,
It's easy to get burnt out too when you take on too much. So maybe he's just taking some time off.
well, that's my vote.
That's
I
what I
hope
hope
that's it.
anyway.
And
that it's
doing
just a
something,
break.
I hope he's doing something
Relaxing.
amazing. That's why I think,
Yeah.
depending on, I say, if he's not doing something out there with human beings amazing, then he'll have long hair. But if he's doing something professional, wearing his suits, then he'll have short hair. We'll see. Andrea, are you cold?
It's
She
fucking
looks-
freezing right now.
Have you seen
it?
Dune,
Is it
Andrea?
here?
Nope.
Oh,
It
anybody here
is.
see Dune?
Oh gosh.
So
Yeah.
Dune 2 just came out, and I was in a store the other day, and I heard two guys talking in the other aisle, and I almost laughed. The accent down here really rewards at random times. And these two guys were talking, and one said, "Hey man, you seen Dune 2 yet?" Like he said Dune 2,
Oh shit.
and he was like, "No, any good?" And he goes, "It's better than Dune 1." And I was like, I gotta leave because I'm gonna start laughing, but I just want to hear him say Dune 2 again.
Dune, dune.
Dune.
You seen Dune 2? And now
seen
my
Dune 2?
wife is over it. My wife is like, please stop saying that.
Please stop.
I prefer Dune
Yeah.
Anyway, so Adrian,
Yes.
what kind of content have you been showing? You must be covering the protests and stuff like that, right?
A little bit.
At the
Are you-
college, just
Are
A
you
little bit.
staying away from like
No,
because
no.
I know you
So
mix it up.
I've been covering Gaza really
Yeah.
heavily, and I think the discourse around the protests is a distraction
Yeah.
from the ongoing genocide. So for me, it's been much more important to focus on the continued atrocities and the funding of that by our military. And rather than, oh, the president of Colombia said X, Y, and Z, and there's a lot of news coverage about that, I think, because they don't want to talk about what's going on in Palestine.
Although that's, I
So
think, what the students are trying to bring out, that they're,
yes,
and
and the
college
protests are
students have always
great.
done that. They've always done it.
The protests are great, and it's a terrible. The reaction to it is honestly what you'd expect from our police state, but that in and of itself is a I can't find the word I'm looking for. It sucks.
Texas was
Hey.
ridiculous. There were more cops than there were protesters.
Yeah, do you want to see a tweet? Can I show you a tweet
Sure.
from Rob Rousseau? I had him on the show last week.
Oh, I love Rob.
Yeah.
He put up a good comparison.
I've been meaning to watch that interview on my stream as like one of our kind of in between, a nice break from the chaos or the hell.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a good one. So check
We'll
this
definitely
out.
watch it. Yeah.
Cops when the little kids are being murdered in their school versus cops when college students are protesting genocide.
Exactly. That's, yeah.
Look at
Look at
these
that.
guys.
It's ridiculous. It's so stupid.
That's
mean-
wild, right?
College students have been doing this every single war. They protest what they see, as wrongful. And it's a big joke.
What
that
do
it's
they think
actually-
they're in for?
Well, in my state,
walking onto the
Kathy,
campus
she's
like
not
that?
sending that. In New York, she's not sending
Yeah.
those kind of cops. The campus police can handle this because these are not violent. They are not ever going to get violent. These are not those people. These are peace-loving, young people who are seeing what is, and saying what's wrong. There's never going to be any violence.
I think is that your point, Adrian, that they're just the media is trying to create the new BLM radical, commie, violent guys
Ridiculous.
that the reactionaries have to be upset about?
Yeah, and I feel like it's a manufactured story.
Well, of course.
I think it's good. Like I wish that the protests that were already going on, that have been going on for the last 6 months, had gotten any media attention.
But this is Harvard. This is this
right,
is the
these are our
Ivy League
elite
schools.
schools.
Such
yeah,
bullshit. But
it's putting it in the face of the elites, and so therefore they're triggered and need a safe space.
It's their kids.
Yeah, the flag stabbing in the eye thing was hilarious. Like, has
Someone got
everyone
stabbed
heard
in the
about this?
eyeball? I haven't
What?
heard this.
No.
No. They showed the clip of it on the Majority Report today, but what they showed first was how Fox News has been handling it. It's every show, every 30 minutes. A student was stabbed in the eye by a Palestinian protester with their flag. And what happened was somebody was standing, and behind them were these protesters walking by, and one person was waving a little flag, and it came into contact with this person. And they said,
Oh my
"Hey, you
gosh.
stabbed me in the eye." But they
It
did.
And now that's a headline.
Yeah, and
So
now they're
stupid.
like, and I imagined
Violence
it
at protest.
like somebody like had a flag and was like, "Ah."
No, and that's not going to happen. But the comment sections, Adrian, I was watching some of these ridiculous cover AP, and I was watching Agenda Free TV. The comment sections, the chats are insane. People are like, "Oh, they should all get shot, or kick them all out of school, 10 years." Or that. I mean, it was ridiculous. I'm like, these people are clueless morons. But I remember the clueless morons for when I was doing that. Protesting. They're the reactionary right wing, typical idiots.
Yeah, think about
It's-
like, why didn't the cops bum rush the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville? Because they had
Uh-huh.
permits or something?
Yeah, there you
Is
go.
that why?
And
You're allowed to
why
be a racist
Isn't the
Nazi?
right wasn't more upset about that when the literal anti-Semitic protests, literally anti-Semitic versus pro-Palestinian?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this
exactly.
it's actually, they should be happy because these are pro-life protests. They're pro-life.
Right. Right.
100%
That's a
pro-life.
great point. They are. I never even contextualized it that way or whatever. I never.
Completely.
Yeah, that's all. I was saying this on my show last night. Like people, there was a debate in Summerlee's district in Pennsylvania, and the news person, the local news anchor who was like moderating the debate, kept saying the right gets further right and the left gets further left, as if that's bad. When the right getting further right is kill more people, and the left getting further left is kill less people. Like I don't see. Like they just see it as extremes are bad.
Well,
They're
these
not
people are
necessarily
just like,
extremes.
there's two types of people, right? There's the fucking idiots, and then there's the people that are just like saying shit just to say shit, and they don't care about any of it. Like, yeah, they're a Nazi son of a bitch. They love Adolf Hitler, but they're not gonna say that. They're gonna play this 7-dimensional chess game we call conversation to pretend that they're not Adolf Hitler, so that we talk about like some other stupid garbage instead of the fact that we have the genocide going on, right? So, and then also you have the fucking morons, which, like, let's be honest here. Like, if you are in any way, shape, or form defending Israel, you're a fuckhead. I mean, you got like some fucking shit leaking out of your ears, like it's a real big problem.
And so are the other things going on. There's atrocities, Sudan, Darfur, the genocides of the Uyghurs. There, it's all over the world. Ukraine is a big one for me. When I saw the 20 days in Mariupol, what they've done to all those countries from Russia. I'm sorry, he's just as bad. There's been trauma going on in war since 2000. I mean, well, as long as I've been alive, pretty much. But I mean, 2014 when they took Crimea. You think that that's not just a cakewalk? There's a lot
there's
to
also
protest.
a lot of fucking people on the left that love to like try to do like the mental jujitsu to find a way to make it like, well, Ukrainians deserve to get bombed into oblivion because some
No
of
one
them
does.
maybe have voted
Oh.
for someone possibly that may have been a right winger. And also, there's a Nazi in the military because that's breaking news.
Yeah.
There's a Nazi in the military. Never saw that one before. Whoa, right? So
Yeah,
that
that doesn't
one's
happen here.
another. Oh Jesus Christ! I hate those motherfuckers.
It's
'cause
all
they're just dumb as
bad.
shit.
War everywhere is not a good thing. Ask Code Pink.
It's slightly off topic. I lost it. Somebody in the chat said APAC got their butt kicked by Summer Lee last night.
Yeah.
Now, I want to keep pointing out APAC
It's a
sat that one out.
Oh, they did.
Because and this is why I keep bringing it up. Like I would assume that too. It was a PAC called Moderate PAC, which has received all of its funding from Jeffrey Yaz, who is a Republican Trump mega donor.
Oh my God.
And he was giving billions of dollars to a Democrat in a primary
Billions?
because they were millions. Sorry, because I mean, there's other ones. The DMFI is in. There's other pro-Israeli PACs.
How do
APAC
they
is the big
accept
one.
this money? How are they legally?
That's what I
accepting it,
asked John
Matt?
from San Antonio. I said,
Yeah. What's
would
the
you?
process?
He goes, they have no control over who donates, and I was like, but they can give it back. It's a huge flag if a Democrat's like, oh yeah, I'll take money from a Republican.
Well, sure, it happened in Buffalo.
Like, they're just doing it like, they're playing the game as it's listed. They don't give a shit about democracy. They don't give a shit about Democratic Party values. They just want to fuck up someone who's in the squad. So they're going to do it any way they can because they know how to get it done.
Yeah.
Well, right now, APEC is looking at Jamal Bowman, and Jamal is doing a lot of downstate New York fundraising. He's
That's
showing
the next
up.
one.
He's
Yeah.
He's the big one for me. He's got to stay. I mean,
That's gonna be
this
crucial.
one will be if this friggin' George Latimer from Westchester County, he's the county executive. Same shit's going on up here in Erie County with Nate McMurray, who's running for Congress against the entrenched establishment hand-picked guy. Nate and he's a progressive, and it's just, this is a big fight.
They're getting Republican donors too. So in a way, last night Summer Lee already beat the Republicans.
Good.
That was a Republican donor throwing millions at this thing.
Really?
And she had 3 times the donations just from individual grassroots campaigning. So
Well, it's annoying because
people
it
know what's up.
happens
People
here,
know what's up.
and it's sad because you want people to say, okay, well, I want to vote for the Democratic Party, but they're not going to if the Democratic Party is going to be a bunch of gaping assholes in the local level too, and keep people out and keep debate out, like happened in Erie, and how India, um, uh, oh my God,
Erie,
she
Indiana.
no,
No,
her name was India Walton, won the
yes.
primary
Oh,
in
Yes, and
Buffalo,
they
and Byron Brown ran as an independent and took skeevy Republican money to win against her when the people chose her.
That was
This
one of the
has
most
this
like crazy ass
India
races I've
Walton.
seen in a while.
Yeah,
That one
I
was
remember.
nuts.
Yeah, that was
so
fucked.
so I say this, and so how do they want? They want their cake and eat it too. Eventually, I think it has to be, but really organizing to get third parties is changing the system, because the way it works now, the system just won't include that. So that's a big thing. But it's not going to happen now. And it sure won't happen if Project 2025 gets in.
yeah.
Sorry.
The next
I'm
time
off the soapbox.
no, that's all good stuff. Next time I did my first election night coverage last night. Next time I do that, I'm considering, like, if it's a big night, considering bringing in people like you're live on your show, and then we join streams for, that's like a Ghostbusters term, I think.
That's a term that's
Crossing
used in a lot of
streams?
locations.
Yeah.
Let's join streams.
But but I was thinking about doing that. I thought that'd be fun. It's like, you do your show, whatever it is. I'm doing election coverage. Come on and talk about the election. I don't know, like,
think
because
that'd be
there's a
fun.
chance you would have to like kill time and
Vamp.
yeah, vamp. That's it. Because or last night it was funny because, do you know John from San Antonio? Everyone, you guys know him, legendary
yeah.
Majority Report call.
Following.
So he was like doing like numbers and statistics, and then I would just chime in and editorialize.
That sounds perfect.
Well, I thought it was funny because it's so, yeah, like, he's good at that too, but he doesn't do it naturally. He sticks to, he's a all business facts guy. But yeah, I thought we had a good time, he and I. It was fun.
Yeah.
This is where you find out he was secretly having a bad time. Like, you only thought you had a good time. You don't know you had a good time. There's a little doubt in your mind.
Well, we compared notes afterward. We pretty much agreed it was great.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's how I felt about my show last night with Elliot, Professor Jacobson. We went from graphs to Earth Day, and he really skewered
yeah.
the Earth Day movement about
Happy
how
belated.
it's become a consumer holiday. Just buy more shit. So he went through a whole thing on that, and I let him do his rant. But of course, his rant came with notes and graphs, charts.
So my father-in-law
Yeah.
will watch the Weather Channel for hours, and he just sits there watching it. And he was watching. I thought Andrew was laughing.
No,
I
I
thought
was
she
yawning.
Oh,
and
thanks.
it was Earth Day, so they kept talking about global warming, and they were being very. I was like, "Oh, this is right on. This is cool. They're addressing it. That's
Yeah.
good because they know their audience is older."
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked him. I said, "That are you picking up what they're putting down about global warming?" He goes, "Nah." And I was like, "What? Tell me what you're thinking." He goes, "Some years it's warm and some years it's not." And I was like, "That's seasonal. They're talking about global warming,
Right.
right?" Like, and I tried to explain it to him, and he goes, "I don't know about all that." And I was like, "So why are you watching this channel?" He's like, "Just to see what the weather is." And I was like, "Where?" He's like, "Everywhere." And I was like, "Okay."
He
So
doesn't
very interested
understand.
in the weather, but not too interested to track global trends.
I mean,
No.
you're sitting right there for hours. It's a perfect opportunity. You should be a meteorologist at this point.
Well, to be fair, the Weather Channel is not very controversial. They don't talk much about too much. They do, but not as in depth as some other weather stations. Jeff Baradelli from Florida is the best guy. I can't believe he's on a Florida channel. He does the Baradelli bonus. He puts it up on Twitter, but he is the best weather guy. He's great. He's a climatologist and meteorologist. and he does a good job. And he's in Florida, and they haven't kicked him out yet. And that's all he talks about.
Cool.
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get some blue folks in Florida, it's huge.
I'd
In
like to see you
Tennessee.
interview him. Oh,
That'd be fun.
Tennessee it used to be cool, and it seems like such a lost cause.
It's not.
I
There's a
hope
big
not.
push to turn Tennessee blue.
Oh,
There are a lot of people running locally in Tennessee
Unions?
right now. Yeah, there
They're
was a huge
unionizing?
union win in Tennessee with the Volkswagen Union
Yeah,
being the first
that's true.
foreign automaker to unionize with the United Auto Workers, I believe.
true.
So, and that's all happening in Tennessee. The people there want the change. It's that the establishment has been in power there for so long,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it would
Okay.
take much to change up the system. I just think it needs more focus.
How about the
Uh,
people? They ready?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, depending on where you are, like there are a lot of progressive areas in Tennessee. Pretty much anywhere that has a decent sized population is more progressive than not. They're conservative in certain social aspects, like manners are still very important, but they
Mhm.
want health care. You know what
So
I
you-
mean?
Yes, go with what's
They're
commonality.
reachable.
Good.
They're reachable,
Well, this
in
is
my opinion.
this is good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercedes is in my town. And
Oh.
I just keep thinking, like, any day now, they're going to try and unionize. I'm going to be the man on the street. I'm going down there. Down there. I'm going to drive over. It's in my town. I'm just going to drive over and
What kind of car are you gonna drive over? A Mercedes car?
Jeep Wrangler. Everybody drives
Jeep.
those down here.
Wrangler.
And
Oh,
when
really?
you drive, you're supposed to do this. When you drive past another one, you're supposed to be like,
Oh, really?
yeah. And I don't do it because
The Wrangler
Yeah,
Club.
but do you watch the other ones to see if they do it and then you judge them?
I don't make eye contact. And there's another thing where they'll leave a
Oh,
little
shit.
toy rubber ducky on your driver's side doorknob, and like
I've
people
seen
will.
that. I've seen Wranglers
collect
that have
them.
a bunch of rubber
Yeah.
ducks. Yeah.
What
Okay.
the fuck? Don't put me in your little.
People
Your
are
Wrangler
bored.
Colt.
It's not even like the best. Like I like my
Wrangler
Jeep, but it's
Colt.
not the best car even.
Right. Like I
don't
had a
know.
Liberty and it was okay, but people are like, "Ooh, Jeep Liberties, they're terrible." And I'm like, "I don't know. It drove fine and it got me through a bunch of snow. It was fine."
I just want to say
Oh,
there's
Lord.
a very large amount of mental illness that goes on with people in their cars. Like, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Oh,
I get
my
it.
daughter
You might
is
need
one
to
of
own
them.
a car. I'm not saying all the car owners are terrible people, but some of these motherfuckers, yikes! Holy fuck, mother. Jesus.
I have a daughter who is that way, but I have to
Oh.
be fair. She's got little sports cars. Hey, I have to be
Could
fair.
you
I
imagine
had
having more than one
Plural?
car?
she
Oh.
does. She does.
Oh!
Hey,
That's
I had
pretty gross.
I had Harleys.
Oh.
Yeah, well, yeah. She buys these cars and drives
Harleys are
them.
like a third of a car. So
They
you could
drive.
have like three
She
of them.
drives them till they have 250,000 miles on them. They're
Oh,
like
see,
old
that's
cars.
the thing is, I don't
Okay.
put any miles on it. I mean, maybe on a road trip, but I'm not going anywhere. I haven't moved that car in a week.
I
hate
just really
going
want us to get
anywhere.
away from a car central
Yes.
society.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, if we had
about
trains,
this all the time.
look,
Yeah.
here's one thing where
Trains.
where my right wing neighbor in Colorado and I came to totally agree. They approved a transit rail line, right?
Mhm.
And a light rail, and they approved it and they funded it. And then the people in charge dragged their feet for years, and
Oh,
they
no.
said, "Well, at this point, it's going to cost more money, so we're going to need more funding." And we were like, "No." So we went to he was like, "You going to the city council?" I was like, "I'll go if you go." And you should have heard. So first of all, this guy doesn't pull any punches. You should have heard what he was calling them. I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah.
But now, so he stands up, and you can see everyone on the city council is like, because they all know him. They're like, "Oh no," and I'm sitting there going, oh, this is gonna be good, right? So now imagine me sitting right there and like doing this practically, like this is great. And he started cussing them out, and he started letting them have it, and people started cheering, and I was just sitting there like, I'm so proud of my neighbor right now. And then
Really?
when he sat down, he was like, you know what? Let's get the fuck out of here. And I was like, yeah. I was like his little buddy. It was awesome. But that's what they do is they drag their feet and then they go, oh no, inflation is gonna be more expensive.
Greedflation.
Yeah, exactly.
Greedflation.
Exactly.
Of course.
It's manufactured. Can't tell me there's a natural inflation when we have record profits.
Right. That's the thing, is it's just the media goes along with it. That's the thing.
Mm.
The media almost, they say it's not state propaganda, it is the state. And I think that's evidence toward that theory. But
Yes,
no.
I agree with that statement.
The guy who told me that in an interview said he also, at the end I was like, so where's the hope? What are we, where's the silver lining? Where's the horizon? Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? And he goes, history teaches us that all empires fall. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude, that I'm holding on to that.
We're
Matt,
watching
I-
the
What else
decline of
history
several.
teaches us?
I just sent
That
you
we're
a
gonna go
graphic,
fucking
Matt.
extinct. We're all gonna die. That's what
Well.
history teaches us.
Yeah.
Look what
Hopefully the
happened to the
empire falls
dinosaurs.
first.
What did history teach them?
Yeah, what is this, Sandy?
It's from a graphic that's been going around. It's a very timely graphic because it shows rail lines in the United States and rail lines in Europe. And you were just talking
Oh.
about, we were talking about rail, but it was a shit show on Twitter because all of these people jumped on, of course, Nate and said, and put him down for even assuming that we could do anything like that in the United States to help people. All of those right wingers hated
Why
it.
can't we?
I love that
Well,
little
I mean,
thing
you have
from
to look
Houston.
at there's logistics, there's a lot
It's-
of issues, of course, but you see, these planners have been planning this for a long time. But if you talk about rail and then you talk about the fossil fuel industry, and then there was the debate, well, what does it run on? Is it purely electric? And blah, blah. Oh, it's just awful. But it's a good graphic. It shows you people in Europe can get everywhere on trains.
It actually looks like I could be taking a train up to the East Coast. I
Yeah,
should
you
look into
could.
that.
Probably Amtrak has, has
They-
the
They've started doing direct flights from my area now, which is huge.
I used to like to take the train.
I see. Flying sucks. It's horrible. You do it just go do it one time and you're like, this sucks. All these people crammed in here, super dangerous.
Sardines.
They boss you around. It's expensive as hell. Really, we haven't evolved from this?
Well, that's
Well,
because
it
Americans
wasn't
are
all-
just
it
fucking
wasn't-
stupid little losers
but it
who
wasn't
have
like
adapted to a
this.
shitty quality of life, and they're too dumb and lazy and ignorant to even look up the
Right.
possibility of a better future. So they're just content flying around in their machines that are falling the fuck apart, and people are like vomiting like blood all over the fucking.
Andrew's
Jesus
such
Christ,
a
those
doomer. I
plane
love it.
videos, man. I mean, Jesus, they're awful to watch.
Ugh.
What video game is that?
There's the fucking the plane videos of people vomiting blood. I saw that a couple that went viral like a couple
Do you ever
months ago.
watch the pilot analysis videos? I do. Like there's a few channels. They take plane crashes and then they show everything about it, what happens. I watched the ones for small planes, and because I was really interested in aviation at one time, and I watched the one with big planes. Some of them are really good. There's I pilot. I'll have to send you a link to the one. I thought I did when I was
I
on the
love the
Jag.
idea of analyzing the plane crash. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
you'd
so
like
you
this
see
channel.
this year, Jimbo
find
should have
her.
went up. Instead, he went down. That's why the plane crashed. I would have done it differently. Let me just tell you. But hey, Jimbo's dead now. Rest in peace.
I
Well,
was
this
one time.
chick does it.
I was like watching this documentary, kind of a documentary, and it was just actors reenacting
Oh, I can't.
black box recordings.
Oh, really? Holy shit.
Yeah, and
Shit.
my
Wow.
roommate at the time was just kind of like listening in, and I don't think he realized what was going on. And he goes, "Hey, how come none of those segments end? They all just kind of abruptly stop." And I'm like,
God.
"That's when the plane went down."
Oh,
And he's
Lord.
like, "Oh, what are you watching?" I was like, "Come on, dude," because it just cuts off, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's real.
Because it's real.
Yikes.
Oh, she shows it.
Yikes.
This one channel, she's really good. I'm trying to find it, but I can't find. It's not the pilot debrief, but she does a great job, and I'm going to share her with you. Great job. I mean, and you learn a lot too about aviation by her breakdowns and analysis, and she will analyze every part of the airplane, and she talks about, the mechanics behind it and how it works and how to when you're flying, the what the instruments do. It's just really fascinating to me, even though I am probably going to not fly much anymore.
Teddy
I'm
Cool
never flying
asks,
again.
"Has
Fuck that
anyone
shit.
ever driven coast to coast?" I have.
Me too. Like on a Harley twice and in a car.
Did you go back or just one way? I only went one
Both
way.
ways.
Oh
Gotta go
wow.
home. Had to go home. Went to Sturgis and then went all the way through the north. We ended up through the Cascades and went down to Oregon to Eugene and my brother's, San Francisco, and then rode back the one summer.
Hey, is TYT losing subscribers? Like Soul Life says.
I wouldn't
Does
know.
I mean, you
anybody
could
know
check their
that?
social blade if you wanted to know for sure, but I could speculate
for
and
it.
say probably.
Who posted? I think Sandy. Did you send me that picture?
I
of...
sent you the picture. Yeah.
So Jank went on a hike with RFK.
RFK Jr.
I think is that
Yes.
a trying to trigger the libs or trigger the left moment? Is that what they do now
Who
over there?
knows?
Or
Or
they
they
just-
I
live
think
in the
he
same
genuinely
area?
thinks that RFK is a viable option and that he can convince his audience of that.
If
Like
he had
I
stayed-
How
just
would
their
that-
ego is so far
What's
they're
progressive
so far
about that?
gone.
There is no evidence I can see for them losing subscribers. I'm sorry, I looked it up.
You looked it up because I see the shows get thousands of live viewers.
Well,
Some of them.
how would you be able to track that their subscriber base has shifted or changed over?
Oh,
Well,
That's
yeah,
very
I would assume they're
possible.
gaining
Can't.
subscribers. It's just that they're right wingers and they're gaining more righties at a higher pace than they're
look at the
losing
comment
lefties.
sections or follow the chats in certain shows to see what the tone of the discussion is in their chat rooms.
Has RFK
Because-
been on TYT?
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Pinkerbell's asking. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I bet
Not
it'll
yet,
happen.
anyway.
Why would they? Are they still the home of progressives? And how does RFK fit into that?
But he used to be an environmental lawyer. If he had stuck to what he was 20 years ago or 25 years ago, but he went into it. He went a different direction, and he lost some of the things he says have validity, but not all of them. Like he's turned anti-science in some respect.
Oh
And
yeah,
he-
RFK is a fucking Looney Tunes motherfucker. That
Yeah,
guy
I
is like
think
he's in
he's-
the gone zone mentally speaking.
Yeah, it's sad. His whole family doesn't even support him. I cannot find this channel.
Sam
damn it.
Cedar talks about it a lot. Well, or not a lot, but frequently. Like
Mhm.
they used to work together, and he's like, "Yeah, just something there shifted and went the other way."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It could be because of his tragic past or his family's tragic past. That could have some influence, but I mean, if you're running for president, you should probably come to terms with whatever that is and get past it and go
I'm
be
saying
president. but-
like let the past I hope history repeats itself as far as I'm
Jesus. I
Andrew.
think I do I want to know though. And we don't have to go on about TYT, but to say we're the home of progress. Their advertising between segments hasn't changed in like years, a long time,
Still?
since like 2015. They
Wow.
don't update anything. They may add, but they don't really take away, right? Like like I'll just describe. Do you know that one? It's like an interlude. It's not even really a commercial where Ja'Cory is trying to match a Tupperware lid to a Tupperware container. Like, oh my God. Why did
Corey's
you
been
even
gone
show
for
that?
so long.
You should have showed that like one time, not every commercial break. So anyway, they're just doing it to fill time. But they say they're the home of progressives. My theory is that they say that, and then the show is essentially saying, and we'll tell you what that means day to day. And then that may change.
The only one I watch is John Iadarola every now and then because I think he's still pretty
I mean, he's great.
relevant.
Yeah, I like that guy.
And he was on your show, but
Yeah,
you
but
think?
he
I was-
didn't stand up for Benny.
That's the thing.
He didn't stand up for trans folks when TYT was
Oh.
saying that trans people shouldn't be in sports, and he didn't come out and say, you know what, Anna, I disagree with you, or Anna, you're wrong about puberty blockers.
that would have made for some really
Well, that's
good,
the thing. It's just they
compelling
have one or
work.
two people on the network that are just unhinged fucking like mental patients that have escaped the asylum, and then everyone else is like afraid to talk about it. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
that's
a bunch
the
of little
thing.
pussy freaks.
They're,
Yeah,
and
So
they
I
have,
haven't. That's no
their
integrity,
living.
in my opinion. That's, and I don't have any respect
Okay.
for that. Just taking,
I didn't know
thousands
that
of
much.
dollars in a paycheck and selling out your integrity by.
Oh yeah, Dr. Ritchie.
I think
Yeah,
it's
fuck
funny
him.
when people get mad about arguing in a way that would avoid arguing. Like if they didn't do it. Like they're not avoiding the argument. Like, I'm so mad about how people want to argue with us, so I'll just bring it up again for no reason and keep it going.
Constantly.
Like
yeah.
you could just not do that. It's so easy to avoid, and you're not avoiding it. That's weird.
Yeah, I was on another stream actually yesterday talking about some of the modding experience because a lot of people assumed that TYT paid their mods.
Oh.
And so I was talking a little bit about that, just like a little bit of insight about why I think they've shifted so far right.
What stream was this? Was it public?
Yes, so
Private?
this was
Oh.
on Twitch. The streamer's name is KF Logan 1875 on Twitch TV. Definitely check him out. He's from the UK.
Cool.
And I just happened to be in his chat, and he asked if I wanted to come on and talk about it. He ended up reading our resignation letter out. It was very, very appreciated. But we were talking about it just yesterday, and like people still think TYT is decent in some regards, or people on there are decent in some regard, and they're not. They're not. There are other people out there. There are other voices out there that you could be listening to, that you could be learning from, instead of these propagandists.
Did we ever think they would be called that? That it would evolve like
mean,
this? You cross a line and
Yeah, I stopped watching Cenk Uygur because I was like, dude, calm down, man. Damn.
I never watched him. I couldn't
Sometimes it
stand
was
him.
like it was righteous and cool and like, yes, somebody needs to be yelling about this. And then
But not every day.
after like a year, I was like, okay.
Nah.
And then what's funny as shit is if you don't watch him for like 3 or 4 years, 5, 6 years, and you tune in, exact same thing. And I was like, I don't know if I can really
He's got to
buy
be on
this.
all kinds of blood thinners. His blood pressure's got to be going through the roof. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
It's just
the
yelling.
fake outrage in attempts to get a viral moment. is
Yeah,
what it
That's
is.
one of
like
the other things.
the
Is like
Israel
Young
stuff.
Turks loves to
It's
say
performance.
things like it's all
television.
like a drama on how to like they're trying to play out. They're like actors trying to make the perfect segment, and then 99% of the time it doesn't work, and you just look like a fucking moron. Like, what are you talking about?
Who
here?
funds them? Is it all listener funded, follower funded?
No, they took
Not anymore.
like this fucking like rich guy's money or whatever. They opened the gates on that a couple years ago. I don't
Katzenberg?
care enough to know about all the details.
I'll have to look it up. Oh, if I have time. I don't have time to really look it up, but
I
Yeah,
mean,
they took big money and they busted
Mhm.
their own union. Like they're not progressives.
Oh, they had a union? Oh,
yeah, they
So
do.
yeah,
wow.
well they do. They have some of their staff, TYT staff, is unionized now.
Okay. You mean in
After
production unions?
It's just
Matt might
check
actually
out.
know more about this than me.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
interviewed
don't.
Hank Thompson, who's
Yeah.
putting together like a documentary on it. He was right there when it all went down, and he lost his job. But they
Oh, I watched
initially,
him. That's right.
yeah,
Yes.
it was like when Cenk was running for office, and they initially got very conspiratorial about
That thought
the
I thought it
union.
was bizarre.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, this union's just a way to make him look bad, so he loses his election." It was
Oh,
like,
for gosh sakes.
it's weird.
Like
So
they thought it was
But
like an
wouldn't that have
op.
been like a golden opportunity? Like, yeah, look how great I am on unions. Like, look,
Yes.
they wanted to unionize, I unionized. There's all your news stories. Like, what the fuck?
Short-sighted, I suppose.
Like, that's the thing about
Money
these
sighted. They're
motherfuckers
money
that run for
driven.
office with no strategy. Like, you're running for fucking Congress or president, you know, the recent one, and you have no plan whatsoever. Your plan is go on a couple of fucking D-list podcasts and no one gives a fuck and then advertise your book. Really? That's your fucking plan? Like, come
Yeah,
the
I'm
fuck on
surprised that he
here.
kept doing the show while he was running. I figured he would actually run a real campaign if he was going to do it.
I mean, well,
And
that's the
not
thing. Like, you
just
could do the show, but like, if you're gonna do the show and then that's your excuse that I don't have time to do anything else. Like, maybe do one show a week or like one show every 2 weeks or something. You know, like you can still do that, but it's like you can't just say I'm gonna run for office and then do nothing else, and it's embarrassing.
Well,
yeah, it is funny the way I'll never get over it. They're like, fuck leftists. I don't want to be friends with these people anymore. They suck. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out of here too. We don't need these viewers. And let's go to a commercial. TYT
wow.
is here because of your support. Become a member today. And it's like, what?
literally.
Fuck you. I don't want to be a part of this madness. This is
20
weird. But
million.
some people do. Some people do want to be a part of it.
Mm.
Some
If
people like
you
that.
want to
Oh
be a
my
part of the
God.
madness, feel free to give us some super chats, folks.
I
For
mean,
real.
if you get really, really, we know how this works. If you get really, really, really good at triggering the right, and then you start triggering the left, the right will just be like, hey, it's all forgiven. Come on over. Bang.
Wow.
That's exactly the formula. We've seen it a dozen times from that network. So when people say it's happening, I personally say, I don't care. I don't watch them anyway. Who cares? It's not.
But
Let
there's
'em.
a lot
Who
of people
cares?
that are impressionable that do,
But
and we don't want them going over to the Tim Pool
they
dark
spend
side.
all their time trying to tell people this is a trusted place where you can rest assured we're the home. They still call themselves the home of progressives, right? That's
I have no idea.
just like I don't
I mean,
know.
that's just like that's a stupid name in the first place.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I don't like
just,
I listen to David Feldman, and then the rest is pretty much science and Sam every now or Emma. But I don't have time because I always am listening to something that has to do with learning something for one of my shows. But I don't have time for TYT. I said when John, if I'm passing by and it comes up and he has a topic, but I noticed his titles are a little clickbaity also.
Mhm.
But I guess you have to bring a draw in, and then he
That's
didn't
the thing
get
with
to.
clickbait nowadays. Like, how is it even bait? What the fuck is your video about? That's not
Well,
clickbait.
The
Like,
thing was, yeah, but the thing was on this one, the title was what drew me in, and then he didn't talk about it till the very, very end, and it
for
was
like
just
40 seconds.
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed because I tried. I know I don't think I make. Sometimes maybe I do, but mostly I try to put what Elliot Jacobson. We're going to talk about the Earth. I mean, or maybe that's why I'm a tiny channel.
I'm
Yeah,
going.
I mean, clickbait is funny. Like, it's a funny concept, like for humor.
Yeah,
like
but
when
this
your
wasn't being
entire
humorous.
channel is just like, this is gonna sink Trump. ...
That's
like that kind of
Midas
shit. Like,
touch.
what the fuck,
A
man?
Lincoln Project.
Ugh.
My
I am so sick of him.
I subscribe to the Lever.
Mm-hmm.
I
Prefer the
s-
lever.
the Lever News. I feel like a lot of times it's like this is all I need. It's very,
He's good.
very good. And it's good reading and listening. But I'm also trying to bring on. I don't know. I don't want to insult anyone by calling them old school activists, but people who have been doing it for a long time. So I'm trying to get more of those folks. I've got 2 coming on in the coming weeks, but I would like to get more. It's just, you know, it's like long-term activists, I guess is the term. I think we need to be platforming those folks more. And I'm not
The
talking
oldies.
about yeah, but I'm not talking about like Noam Chomsky.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, well, it's also you can be like 35 and be an old school activist. You
yeah,
know, if you've
sure.
been doing that shit since you were in high school or whatever, that's a long time.
Yeah,
Because
I
a
want
lot of people
people
are like,
on the ground.
I would say anything before 2015, in my opinion, would be,
Did you
you
ever
know.
have anybody on that discussed civil disobedience? Didn't you? Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. I
It
thought you
comes up
did.
all the time.
See, that's where we need training for civil disobedience to be effective. Training and learning. That's why I want to interview Roger Hallam from Extinction Rebellion fame, and he's making a whole new movement in the UK, and it intrigues me.
I'm
That's
bringing
exciting.
on
Yeah.
Harvey Wasserman.
Okay. Harvey.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a good one.
Harvey. All of yours are good ones. I mean, you're a
Well,
great
you're right.
interviewer. You know, I
I
mean,
know.
you get good stuff out of people, and you let them talk.
I have one that I did this pre-recorded interview, and the guest was like, "Can we wait a month for it to coincide with this thing that's being released?" And I was like, "No problem." And then I checked in after like a month and a half, and I was like, "What do you think?" And they're like, "Any day now." And I'm like, "Oh no, this is gonna become one of those like, I feel like I need to rewatch it and be like, is any of this relevant?" It is still, but it's gonna be one of those like unearthed, the lost episode or whatever. But
Cool.
Mila hooked me up with Harvey Wasserman, by the way.
Shout
Hi,
outs to
Mila.
Mila. She's got deep
Shout out
pockets of
to
contacts.
Mila.
She hooked me up with
Hello, Mila.
Feldman.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put a super chat up earlier that I want to read just because I know, it's 11 o'clock. I don't want people to go to bed without seeing this.
Okay.
It's from Wanda M, $5. Thank you. Maryland primary is May 14th. Uncommitted to any presidential candidate, checkbox on Maryland ballot. If you live in Maryland, make a plan to vote. That's my home
Send that
state.
message.
So we want to let people know where you can vote uncommitted. Oh, and then here's Mila, $5. She says, super chat. Mila, you can say whatever you want there. We'll read it.
Yeah, like we just read Super Chat.
Maybe she'll come on with us.
Yeah, we got to get Mila on here. One of
Mila,
these
you
times.
should come on
I'm
with
sure
us.
Mila would. Definitely.
Yeah.
Mila
Great.
is
The
yeah,
activist.
she
activist.
says, look at this.
Yeah, look at that.
Probably.
I had
Mila's
stumbled
the,
into Andrea, and my
connector.
life was forever changed.
So I saw
Same,
Andrea
to be
on
honest.
Yes.
Nomiki Const. That's where I first saw Andrea, and I was like, this is great, because it was like Nomiki and somebody else was on there. I forget who now. And I was like, oh, she is steamrolling this show. Nobody on here. They should just go off screen, have her. And I was like, oh, wait, she probably does that on her own channel, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. And the next day, faithful viewer. When did you guys first find Andrea? She
Three.
So I
loves
found
this.
Andrea. Um,
3 years.
I had been watching like before I would watch one of the other mods for TYT would be in there, like several of them would hang out in Andrea's stream and they were talking about it and I was just like, who's Andrea? I want to be part of I want to know. So I went and checked it out and then I would watch pretty periodically and then the TYT shit hit the fan. And Andrea helped inspire me to organize the mass walkout.
Wow. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it
Andrea-
hadn't been like there was one specific video that I even
Provocateur.
showed it to my mom. I was like, I can't be a part of this anymore. Look at like after like watching this video of Andrea's, I was like, yeah, I can't be a part of this.
I was
Hi, Mom.
laughing so hard at a segment one time that my wife came in and was like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" And I said, "Look at this," and she died. She
What
was
was
like,
it?
"Okay, I don't watch these shows, but that is funny."
What was it?
It was okay. There was a time you were trying to get the chat to realize there was a delay. And you said, "Tell me when you hear me bang on the table." Do you remember this? And I said in the chat, I said, "I heard it as soon as you banged." And you were like, you read that and you were like, "Wait, what? What?" And then you started laughing really hard. And that's what was so funny is you lost it. You said,
That's
"You
cute.
dumb motherfucker," and started laughing really hard. And I thought that was that's like, I had it like bookmarked for
cute.
a long time.
Sounds pretty funny.
Cute.
It was one of you don't see a lot of genuine busting up on these shows. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Like
everyone's robotic little fucking plastic paste, like held together with like raw, let me get my soundbite in energy. No one wants to be here. They're all just showing up to like, oh, I'm gonna say my thing that I said 15 times in the same way on 12 other shows. No originality.
And then J6 happened, and I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
this is better than the fucking news, you know?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
You
You
know
were
what
my
else?
pandemic discovery.
Oh,
through
that's when
through
you
that.
found.
Yeah, every morning at 10 a.m. coffee and Andrea.
You know what else
Yes.
has been in the news a lot lately? This is really weird.
What?
People are like making fun of what's the correct term? Vertically challenged people, short people.
What?
Did you just say vertically challenged?
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm
God.
trying to use the correct term, but I'm
I-
5'8". I don't think
I
that's
haven't
tall.
Wait,
seen
let's
that.
hold on here. Let's just back this
Vertically
up for a moment.
challenged?
Vertically challenged.
No, that's bullshit. Get out of here.
Did you just come up with that on the spot? Did you hear
No.
that somewhere?
I've heard that. That's old.
Really?
But like, yeah, and I'm like, when it comes to short people, you got to hand it to them, man, because they can't reach it themselves.
I'm 5'3". I guess that is that. Or
Wow.
why? What are you, Adrian? Are you tall or
No,
short?
I'm 5'5". I'm wowing at Matt.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, you're only 2 inches. Wow,
Yeah, no.
Matt.
Yeah, jeez.
I have
That's
never heard of that.
That was a long
know.
con dad joke.
A long con dad joke.
Holy
Vertically
shit.
challenged.
You gotta hand it to them because they can't reach it themselves.
Because they're fucking short.
That's when you get step stooled.
I love when I tell a joke. You always see like one of these, bruh.
Bro.
Like, bruh. Don't make me laugh, dude.
Oh, shit.
Look at all these. Yeah. So I'm 5'8". Is that tall? No. But is it short?
Oh.
Painfully average. You're nothing, kid.
Nothing.
That's why I have a job sitting down.
Oh, stop.
So we're all the
Well,
same height when we sit.
Adrian's got 2 inches up on me.
I thought I was actually I was 5'4" for forever, and then I grew.
You had a late
Oh.
growth spurt.
Apparently,
Some
I was
people,
like, I don't know how I
some
got
people get
taller,
shorter.
but
I used to
But-
be 5'5", but I wore heels like every day of my life.
So that's the thing. If somebody's like, "You're 5'8", let's measure you. I make sure I put my Docs on, my Doc Martens, because
Let's
it's like I'm
measure
definitely
you.
5'8" in those.
Isn't that funny? The things that we go through our heads.
I mean,
Oh
it's
shit!
never really mattered to me. I just I have a good low center of gravity. I don't know. There are benefits to not being tall, but like I was watching this real tall guy play tennis the other day, and I was like, "There's no way you could beat that guy. There's no way. He's not gonna not get it over the net. It's bullshit." But I don't know. Whatever.
I
was just trying to
Short
make a dad
people,
joke.
am I
Nobody's
right?
there's no
How tall are
nobody's
you,
talking
Andrea?
shit about short people. I made that up.
what's that?
Andrea didn't tell us how tall she is.
Oh, Andrea.
I don't. Last time I measured myself was like fucking years ago, but I was like 5'10", something like that, 5'11" maybe. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
I remember I lost an inch and a half
Tall,
at some point
lovely.
in time for undisclosed reasons.
Really? An
Yeah.
inch and a half is a lot.
Yeah, I was like 6 feet or something when I was a teenager.
Like a model. Tall. Yes. Well, I'm short. I've always looked up at
I'll
everybody.
be right back. Keep talking.
Letterhack's
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
break out the tape measure.
All right, let's give it to Adrian. Come on, tell us something that is going on that's interesting, compelling, maybe something fun.
Well, my chat is having a hype train right now on Twitch, and so that's really fun. And I want to say thank you
Oh.
to all of my supporters. So thank you guys for the hype train.
So
It's a
what?
great
Okay,
time to
what
interject.
is a hype
Twitch.
train? Explain it like I am 73 years old. What is a hype train?
So a hype train is a Twitch feature that encourages folks to give you more money.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, basically.
You mean
So is it a scam?
hype it? Oh,
There are streamers who call them scam trains. You're not wrong.
all right, let's see.
But you do like
into
you get
Twitch.
emotes. You get an emote
Okay.
for participating in the hype train. That's from Twitch.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm
but
looking
yeah.
at your show right now. I don't know
Oh.
what it looks like, what a hype train is, but
Is there a hype car?
Twitch is very colorful.
I love when Sam's like, "We got a hype train going on Twitch right now."
Oh
It's
my
like he did
God.
not know what he
He has
said.
no idea what that means.
I didn't even stream it to Twitch tonight because nobody ever watches me on Twitch because I have nobody over there. You know, I don't have a moderator or anybody over there.
I gotta tell y'all, I've been using Twitch since like 2012. Man, oh man, that site is shit nowadays. Like, what the fuck? Like, Twitch takes so much money out of every payment. Every sub is like 50%. All the bits are like, they just squeeze all the money and then they say, oh, we're not profitable. And then they have all this horse pucky, like fucking tier 5 subscriptions. Like, yeah, like, send Twitch fucking $30 a month instead of, like, what the fuck? It's all
Yeah, I
like
don't
big
know.
fucking racket, man. What happened to the days where you could just stream entire movies and anime without anyone ever seeing it? Like, oof,
Wow.
we gotta go back.
We got to go back, make Twitch great again. You
I
guys
Ah! MTGA.
you can
Mitka.
do it.
Mitka. Well, I have it there. I think I have like what 22 followers there.
I'm
So
actually
in my
doing
chat on
pretty
Twitch,
good.
can we get a shout out for Environmental Coffee House?
Yay.
Please and thanks.
Please and thanks. Yeah, although
Y'all go follow.
yeah, but I have nobody there during any I didn't even like I said I usually share it for this show. I do. And I used to share it, but you
I've
have to
seen you
put
go live a couple times. I'll have to make sure I
know.
pop in and say hi.
got to put effort into it and I have to learn how to use it better and oh my gosh.
There
Which takes a lot of time.
For me.
There's some really good personalities that are only on Twitch though.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm seeing who's in there.
$27.
dead end jokers in there. Twitch is
Yeah,
kind of dystopian, somebody said, but there's islands of decent people. Example: Adrian and
I mean,
Fenix Dragon and
Phoenix.
ZXer Phoenix. Oh yeah,
Phoenix.
Phoenix and Kev Logan. I don't know who anybody is.
it's just like any other thing where sometimes, because if you like, I log off a lot, and so when I go to Twitch before I log back in, they'll just show you whoever is live. It feels random,
Right.
You ever
and it's
see any
like
of that? Well, you know, whatever they got going on the front page over the last 6 months. You know, some very interesting programs. You ever see any of those?
it's like 50,000 people watching some of the worst, most stupid shit I've ever seen in my life.
Holy shit.
Like I
The
don't
people
get
that
it.
watch, like, there are people that like sit on Twitch all day and like watch the worst fucking garbage on planet fucking Earth. And then you ever see these popular Twitch streamers? You ever see how they fucking act? You know, like, and you know, I'm sure everyone here knows about Hassan. He's like, you know, actually not that bad compared to a lot of the other motherfuckers. But
Yeah,
these
but
personalities that these fucking people develop, the ego, like, oh, I got 20,000 people that watch me play fucking whatever the fuck, like, trendy game that they're gonna forget in 3 days is, you know?
I
These people
fall
think they're on
asleep.
top of the world, man. I hate the ego that these fucking guys have. And then news sites talk about them like they're people. Oh, Twitch streamer Shit for Brains said fuck on a live stream. Why is this on a news site? I don't give a
Oh,
fuck
Lord.
about this.
Yeah, I fall asleep watching it and end up like 3 raids over when I wake up. And I've been gifted memberships, and
Oh,
so
Lord,
then
I
I'll
know
look at my
nothing.
list of who I'm like following or whatever, and I'm like, who the hell are these people? And every now and then there's like someone who's like just full on porn. I don't think they really like allow that anymore.
No,
last I heard,
they allow it a lot more than they used to. Oh,
but
let
I
me
was
tell
like,
you.
why the hell am I following this? And then I'm like, oh, this was like
Raided by a raid by a
I
raid.
just it's so funny.
Oh man, Twitch is horrendous. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, my friend got a ban because they forgot to blur out like a nipple when they were showing a movie scene.
Oh God, come on. Who is that
Yeah.
for? I guess kids. Is that what they're worried about?
They are absolutely not worried about
Technically,
kids.
but-
I mean, holy
Well,
fucking moly.
and
Like, the
it's-
hot tub section is like number 4 at all times.
And it looks like it's
There's
for
a hot
kids,
tub.
you know,
Wait.
big, colorful.
Yeah, okay, so there's a genre of Twitch stream where
All
someone
right.
buys a hot tub, installs it in their living room as an excuse to wear underwear, also known as a swimsuit, and then they get like 50,000 people, like, you know, watching them just
Oh
sit in
yeah,
the
No
look
hot
at
tub.
shit.
this.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Also known as porn, by the way.
Here's
Like, I
somebody
have no, you know,
playing
if you want to
piano
watch
in
porn,
lingerie.
feel free.
Can
But
you
to
show
me,
it?
I would rather watch good porn than someone
Not
sit
on
in a hot
YouTube.
tub on
Oh.
Twitch.television. Let me tell you, that is like
This is
C F tier. That
We
is
can
not
hear the
ridiculous.
music and we can't hear Andrea.
You gotta be kidding me.
Dusty Smith is on there. He's got 1.9 thousand followers. There's a few that I see.
Yes. Oh, Mila, thank you for contributing to the hype train over on Twitch.
Oh, Andrea, you have a lot of people. 5.1 thousand.
There's
on there.
I've been on Twitch
170.
for over 10 years. Most of them are
Wow.
dead accounts. They haven't logged in
Oh.
since the fucking Obama administration.
Okay, there's 177,000 views. I know this is nothing new to all of you out there, but there's 177,000 views on a 25-hour stream, which apparently, at least from this thumbnail, was a woman in a bikini lying in a beach scene she made in her like living room or something.
And she
What
just,
the fuck?
that's a stream that laid there and people just paid money.
I mean,
Yeah, millions of
that's-
dollars. These bitches make millions of bucks just sitting in
Oh
their
my
underwear on
God.
television. It's amazing.
Really?
honestly.
Do they have
Power
a
to them.
senior citizens channel?
I kind of
There's
feel like they
something for
have
everybody,
everything.
Oh,
Sandy.
forget it. No, Adrian. That ship has sailed, babe.
So,
Oh,
Adrian, what is
shit.
your? Because Andrea, you're on there for gaming, and Adrian, you're on there for.
I do mostly politics
Politics,
and
yeah.
news. But I've been branching
Gentrification?
out and doing gaming a little bit too.
Anything
So that's been
besides
fun.
gamers, gentrification. Get off my lawn.
Fair.
Because that's how it
fair.
started.
That's fair. But I love the
Um,
politics side of Twitch, and it's my stream is casual, but it can definitely be heavy. We cover heavy topics, but I keep it as cozy as possible.
It is funny how the first time I ever saw somebody like playing a video game and talking, and there was like a chat, I was like, "What the fuck is it? Who
Yeah,
is
that's what I
watching
thought, too.
this?" And now it's
People
like,
watch-
Odd too at
It's totally a
first, and
thing.
I'm like, I love it.
watching other people play video games and talk. It's a thing. I learned also.
I only do it because I suck at the video games. I figure that'll be fun. Did you see that, Adrian, when Andrea and I did
Yes,
Doomer,
I did.
or what
I
we call it,
did.
Boomer Gamer? We should have called it Doomer because it was
Doomer versus Boomer. Round two.
Well,
Yeah. So we'll do
do
it
that for
again
the next one.
this Christmas.
I
Probably.
got a new show on my channel starting with Brett and Justin and Scott. They're all the musicians, and they're going to be
Oh.
called the Three Doomigos.
Oh,
And they're
nice.
going to talk about climate science, the Arctic, politics, and I'm just going to produce it for them.
You know that
good.
movie.
The Three Doomigos.
That
What?
that movie, The Three Amigos, with Steve Martin, Chevy
Yeah.
Chase, and Martin Short. I saw a theory. Do you ever watch these? Like, I guess these are all on TikTok, where people have like theories about movies.
They won't be on TikTok for long.
Right?
Like,
unless Steve
Someb-
Mnuchin saves it.
somebody buys it. Yeah.
But it was like they said that. Wait, has everyone here seen the movie?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
It's about these actors who are like singer actors, like very like corny Western movie actors, and a town thinks that they're actual heroes. They get confused about it. And they call them down there to save their town from an actual bad guy. Meanwhile, these actors think they're going down there for like a performance.
Yeah.
And they blow it basically right away. And then there's this like real psychedelic scene out around a campfire, and then the rest of the movie is very like it's a weird movie. It's weird. They drop that whole plot, and then it just becomes very streamlined weird. And there's a theory that the townspeople murdered them, like poisoned them, murdered them, and the rest of it is all like their death sequence, their death processing sequence.
I'm in.
And so I rewatched the movie with that theory, and I was like, oh wow. There's another one for Groundhog Day. Did you ever see that with Bill Murray?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ned Ryerson is the devil. And when he says, watch that first step, it's a doozy.
Yeah.
That's when the days start repeating. And it only stops when he's kind to Ned at the end. And that's when it stops. And they think that Ned Ryerson is the part of the devil, or plays the part of the devil, and cursed him. And he breaks the
Interesting.
curse.
Oh.
I like those things.
Movies. Yeah. Well, it's different than what I would think of.
Like, you know, the guy who plays Newman on Seinfeld?
Yes.
This is
You mean
real.
Larry
This
David?
isn't a theory.
No, the guy with the curly hair.
No, his name is
the
Wayne
actor.
Knight.
Yeah.
Wayne Knight.
Curly hair,
Pretty sure
short,
You'll
fat.
find Larry David played Newman on Seinfeld.
No. Larry
pretty
David did
sure
not
you're
play
wrong.
Newman. No.
So
not at
Pretty
all.
sure that they both played Newman. Larry David was the first person to play Newman. And
Oh,
then
in
they
the
got-
pilot?
Really?
Wow.
Ooh.
They made a lot of changes
Trivia.
after the pilot. But
it was in
his
season
character
2,
in
I'm
the
pretty
first
sure.
Jurassic Park, every costume change is a different outfit worn by one of the Goonies. Did you ever notice this? Yeah.
Had no idea.
So his costumes in Jurassic Park are actually modeled, and the wrote Steven Spielberg thing. So they're modeled after a different Goonie.
So what's the
that's
theory?
No,
That he
it's
is all
just
the
it's
Goonies
not a
combined?
theory. It's just it was pointed out. I think it's
Oh.
hilarious.
All right. I gotta
It's
look into
just
that.
hold on. Let me see if I can find it. How do you spell Jurassic? Just kidding. Let me see if I can find like quick side by side comparison. Okay, like here's one. This is awesome. I just like it because I'm a huge Goonies fan.
Goddamn.
You're gonna
Goonies.
hate me.
Oh, you don't like it, or you've never seen it?
No.
Never seen it.
Wow.
Goonies.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
on the
all right.
watch list.
It's not the best movie in the world.
Ooh,
but it's
11:30.
all right.
Hey, I
It's a
gotta
It's a
go,
solid
guys.
adventure.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta get up and I gotta get out of here early and drive an hour and a half. So
You have to? Like,
yeah,
what's the
I have
compulsion?
to.
Is there a gun to your
two-
head?
2 appointments and drop off shit at my kid, and it's Erie County Day. So yeah, it's one of those
Erie
days.
County Day? They have a
Yep.
day for that shit?
Yeah, for me to get up there and do shit. Yes.
Andrea does not believe your story.
Yeah. It's a likely
Oh,
story, but
well, you know,
not too
ask
likely.
Dawn; she'll tell you.
Well, I'll prefer
Adrian, it was a
Gus.
pleasure, sweetheart.
As always.
Thank you, Matt. Andrea, I love you as
Thank you,
always.
Have a good
Sandy.
one.
Bye, chat. I'm leaving the show up. So, nighty night.
See ya.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's so cool.
No, I love it. Yeah, it's really funny. It's just like nobody, as far as I know, nobody realized this until many years after Jurassic Park came out. Wayne
Yeah,
Knight.
that's something like the internet has to figure out.
Yeah, right?
Goddamn Wayne Knight.
I saw that movie in the theater. I saw both those movies in the theater. Okay, Goonies is a must see. Not only that, it's the perfect rewatch. It is so quotable. It's I don't want to ruin it for you. It's a great movie. It's so perfectly done, and it holds up too.
Pretty good. I mean, I watched it recently, like a couple, maybe 7-8 months ago. It's good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's S tier, best of them all, but it's a solid movie. I was thoroughly enjoying it the whole way through. Was not bored a single moment.
I like how they go on an adventure to the degree that they do and never left their town. I thought that was cool.
That is true. That is true. Can't say anything more, otherwise spoiler territory.
Yeah,
for
I'm being
Adrian,
really
who hasn't seen the
careful.
goddamn Goonies. What, you haven't seen the fucking Goonies? Like, what are you, 7 years old? Come on.
Gotta see that.
No,
Gotta
it's
see it.
because I was not born yet when it was a thing.
You have
But
time
think
to
of
do
all
a
the movies you've
90-minute
seen.
show. You can't watch a 90-minute movie called The Goonies. Like, what is this? Like, think about it. What's better, Left Past 10 or The Goonies? Like, come on now. Like, really? I mean, you have time for this.
Yeah, some Phoenix Dragon in my chat was just asking if I wanted to watch it after this podcast, and I'm like, I think I might actually be streaming after this, but
Oh,
it's definitely on the list.
addicted to the stream. You got to stream
Yeah.
yourself watching Goonies. Take the ban. It's worth it.
It's
So-
a band. It's worth it.
I wanted it. I was like, has nobody made like a cartoon of this? Has nobody animated it? So I did animation character designs for the Goonies cartoon. Have I ever showed you this, Andrea?
No.
Hold on, let me get it on the screen here. That's what my Goonies cartoon would look like.
It's pretty good.
I'm here
Look at
for it.
the truffle shuffle. Anyway. You don't like it?
Yeah, it's all right.
I think it would
It's
be
great, Matt. You did a wonderful job. That looks dope.
That guy in the sweatsuit, that's Josh Brolin. You know that actor? He was recently in Dune 2.
Down
Ding,
to.
ding.
Have you seen Dune 2? No. Is it as good as Dune 1? Yeah, it's better than Dune 1. Yeah, I just wanted to sit there and listen to that. Oh my God.
Sometimes it just happens randomly. And when I was living in North Carolina, I got a lot of little golden nuggets going to the Walmart, because that's where the real fuckers congregate. Is like something like a Walmart. You get the real crust of society there. Ugh. In North
Yeah.
Carolina, Walmart. Oh God.
Yeah.
rather kill myself than go back there.
I try and stick to Publix as much as possible.
I don't think Publix was in my neck of the woods in the South.
It's very southern east. Southern east?
Southern East.
Southeast?
Wonder Boy in my chat says, Dune 2, get her Dune.
Get her
Sorry.
Dune. Hey man, you seen Dune 2? No.
Better get her Dune.
Get her Dune before it's too late. It's amazing. I think that because I was a huge fan of the Dune books, like when I was a kid and young adult, I read them over and over. It was like that and the Lord of the Rings for me. And when I heard they were making the movie, I was like, okay. I mean, I like the director a lot. I like everything he's done. Then I saw the first one. I was like, wow, pretty good. But they're making the movie longer than the book by putting it into 2 parts. The book's not that long. You know what I mean? And so then all the other books, there's 5, they're all really small books. They're super quick reads. And so they're doing the 3rd one based on the 2nd book. The 3rd movie's the 2nd book. And I'm like, well, if they can make, because with Dune, spoiler for the novels, every other book is philosophical or action. So it's like action, and you're like, oh, that was a great action book. Well, the next one's going to be philosophical, right? And then the next one's going to be action. And then the next one's going to be philosophical. So we're on to a philosophical one. It's really quick, and they're making it a full-length movie. So I don't know. That could be disappointing to audiences is my point.
I gotta
But
check it out.
Goonies, not disappointing, ever. Cyndi Lauper on the soundtrack. Good enough?
I mean,
Yeah, there's
I'm
some
gonna watch
bangers.
it.
No, the song is called Good Enough. I'm not saying is that good. The song is called Good Enough. Good enough. Good enough. It's good enough for ya. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love that shit. The 80s was so fun, man. For being a child in the 80s, that was so
We got
cool.
some fucked up super chats coming in. Check it out.
Every time I see, can you reject super chats? Every time I see Stranger Things, I'm like, yep, that's how it was. Look, The Goonies was good for its time, but you can't recommend it. It's only good to people who like it because of nostalgia. It's okay.
Well, okay, I'm telling you, I saw it for the first time like 6 or 7 months ago,
There
and
you
I
go.
thought it was a solid flick.
There you
Now,
go.
I agree that Letterhack is hyping it up a little too much, so you may have a point there. A little
But
too
I am
much
of
of the
that-
hype train.
I was
But,
the same age as the characters when the movie came out. See what I mean?
Yep. Okay. Yeah,
That's
I was
impressionable.
around 27 years old when I watched it, so I was like, "Who the fuck are these dumbass kids talking about One-Eyed Willie? What the fuck?"
Well, remember the part where he's like, how long you guys been standing there for? And they're like, long enough. Remember that? Oh, it's so fucking good. It's so good. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. That it's very quotable. You know, another quotable movie, The Burbs. Have either one of you seen The Burbs?
We had a whole conversation about the fucking
We
Burbs.
did. That's right. That's right. Corey Feldman is in both of
Dementia.
these movies, by the way. Coincidentally. Have you been seeing the Corey Feldman clips online
No.
the last 12 months?
Is he in the news?
He has a band and he's touring. You haven't seen this cringe?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so it started out. People are like, what is he doing? This is so embarrassing. Oh my God, let's make fun of him. And now it's like, well, you got to give him credit. He is sticking with it. He's owning it. It is the cringiest shit. I can't. Sound off in the chat if you've been seeing these Corey Feldman rock star clips on TikTok and whatnot.
I gotta check that out.
It is. He's doing like really, really poor renditions of Michael Jackson dance moves.
That
like-
sounds amazing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like you can't help but you can't turn away. When you see it, you're like, I'm watching. This is crazy. And here's the other thing is he'll get upset with the band or the crowd or the sound or the lights on stage. Like there was a time where he was trying to be real moody, right? And he's got a hood on, he's got his back to the crowd. And they happen to be in like this weird like lunch restaurant kind of eating area of a furniture store. This is the venue. And he's trying to be really dramatic, and they turn up the house lights, and he turns around and he's like, turn the lights off. And then he goes back to trying to be dramatic and
Is it performance
theatrical.
art? Like the whole thing
No.
is just
Well,
a
I don't
character?
know. I don't think so, but that would be fucking awesome. But
I gotta check it out.
I don't think he would ever give up the ghost on that one. It's amazing. No one has I guess nobody's watched it.
Got a little bit of a secret knowledge here.
I mean, you'll love it. He plays harmonica a lot, but he doesn't know how to play harmonica. So he just like really just it's all like passion. What do you call it when it's like all enthusiasm, no skill? That's the whole thing. His
Honestly,
singing
I'm
and
in. I'm
dancing.
in on that. That like could describe my entire career. All enthusiasm, no skill. Like that's really the only two things you need.
He has a song called Comeback Kid where he gets his band, like 2 or 3 guys, to clap and try and get the crowd into it before he comes out going, "Here he comes, the comeback kid.
Oh, no.
Here he comes, the comeback kid." And then he comes walking out like doing like Michael Jackson dance moves and shit. Oh my god, it's great. It's great. He's been doing this for a long time. He used to perform on like daytime talk shows like Sally Jesse Raphael. Remember that?
Yes.
Like, oh, I mean, this is like every now and then you'll see like a video from that and you're like, whoa, that was bad. And you're like, well, he still does that. It's
And
really,
it's even worse.
but better. You know what I mean? Like, consistency is the key to success.
That's true. As long as you're never changing hands.
Anyway, it's 11:40 p.m. on the East Coast. If any of the other hosts would like to jakes it, feel free. Feel free. Here we go. $5 super chat from Pitchforks Dragon. Joke just for at the Letterhacks Nostalgia. Wait, the Wolfman has nards. Thank you. That's good. That's good. I believe that's a Teen Wolf
The
reference.
goddamn passive aggressive super chat. Not even just just a full on aggressive super chats. Like, hey, fuck you, man. Here's $5.
So wait, have you guys seen Teen Wolf
Nope.
with Michael
Mm-mm.
J. Fox? Where he finds out he's
I've heard of
teenage
it. Like
son
I
and
know,
It's on my list. I gotta watch it.
but
he finds out he's a
it's
werewolf.
not really my speed.
You're not missing anything. He uses his ability to get girls and be better at basketball. And then in the end, he realizes, I can do this without being a werewolf.
Probably true.
The good part is that they made a cartoon out of it, a Saturday morning cartoon.
Thank you, Vidingale.
Boom. And thank you, Morbius Dragon, for gifting memberships all night. This guy's always gifting memberships to my channel. I should probably do a members only live stream next week.
Thank you to Soul Life for gifting 5 subs on my Twitch stream too.
Soul Life is just handing them out.
He always gifts.
That's
Monster
saying
Squad.
that it's Monster Squad, not Teen Wolf.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's right. My stupid friends and I used to quote the hell out of that.
Except you can't quote the fucking title of the goddamn property, apparently.
Well, sorry. I am not perfect. So. Vite. Vite's a cool name.
Vitingale, yeah. Shout out to Vitingale. Wonderful musician, streamer, activist. Somebody you should all be following on all social media.
Oh man, we could go down some rabbit holes tonight. We won't, but we could. Yeah, that Corey Feldman stuff, if he wasn't singing copyrighted music, I'd be showing you right now. That stuff is hilarious. Please check it out.
Oh yeah, I
And
definitely will.
I mean, this is the other thing is I don't really have anything else to talk about tonight. So we could just sit here and let me say, have you seen this?
Well, let's point it to the guest. Adrian, what do you got? Give us 5 topics right now. Lightning round, go. 30 seconds each.
30 seconds each.
Yep.
give a
Okay.
topic.
Free Palestine. From the river to the sea is not anti-Semitic. Zionism is anti-Semitic. End Western imperialism, and Israel is a colonial imperialist state that I don't think has the right to exist.
That's
That was
pretty
great. All right.
controversial.
Was that 5 or 1? That was 1.
In a way that I think no states have the right to exist.
Right.
I'm still
just
on
be
team
clear.
throw Israel's government into the ocean. That's my pick the buildings up, lock them in the Knesset, pick it up and toss it in the goddamn
I
ocean.
mean, they're already talking about the real estate options.
Disgusting.
I can't. I every time I'm shocked, I'm like, dude, why are you so shocked? I am.
Still shocked. Outraged, shocked. Not necessarily surprised.
Yeah.
Those
Like
motherfuckers are crazy in Israel. It's like 90% approval for the fucking horse shit that's going on. Those guys, yikes!
There was a Conan Abroad. You know how Conan O'Brien has travel shows?
I thought you were talking about the barbarian for a second.
Well, he did too. But one back in the day, one of the first ones he did was he went to Israel, and he was like, everyone's so happy and fit. And they were like, yeah, we've got universal health care, and that'll keep you happy and fit. And he's like, oh wow. And it was just like, this is bad, dude. Don't
we pay
be
for.
Yeah, it's like, hello.
No, well, universal
Wake
health care
up.
as long as your bloodline is pure. If your blood is pure and not tainted by any way by Hamas, then yeah, we got health care for you. Hey, maybe we'll even let you vote.
Maybe.
Yeah, he kept saying, or every time I hear someone on the news say, so you want my taxes to go up for universal health care? And I'm like,
you don't even know what your taxes are going right now. Would you rather pay
There
for
it is.
Israeli universal health care, or would you rather pay for American universal health care?
That is the only response needed for that. Okay, so I was telling Sandy before we went on air, I was watching. Now, I don't care to watch Hassan Piker on Piers Morgan. I wouldn't watch that. But I saw something where Hassan was saying, I didn't do well on Piers Morgan tonight. I got mad and yelled a lot. So I was like, well, see what he's talking about, right? Have you seen any of those clips?
No, are they good?
I've
saw
watched
one.
a lot of the Piers Morgan debates.
Okay, I watched one where Hassan was saying something, and this guy goes, he said something like, what did he say? Something like, that's really condescending. He goes, yeah, I am being condescending. I don't know who the fuck you are. You're trying to both sides it. Why don't you shut the fuck up? And I was like, that's how you talk to these people. Fuck that. You don't sit there and try and reason with them.
They love to pretend oh, we're serious, commentators and debaters. But these motherfuckers are out here going yeah, I love Hitler. You remember when Kanye West was doing that shit and we all made fun of him? So what the fuck? How is it that Kanye West says I love Hitler and he gets shunned out of the media? And then we have the entire US government saying I love Hitler and all of a sudden it's mainstream? Come on now.
What do you think about this? Super chat.
I think that if you look, if you actually listen to interviews of Israelis, even the ones who are protesting their government, they are not protesting the genocide. So the like leftist is a slur in Israel. Like, yeah, like to be a leftist is like a really bad thing. So like even their liberals are anti-Netanyahu, but that's because they're more focused on getting their hostages back, which I agree is a valuable goal, is a worthy goal. However, they're not upset about the mass slaughter of thousands of innocent people. There have been a very few. There was actually an interview. Oh gosh, where did I see it? I think it was on the Katie Halper show with somebody, an Israeli protester who was saying that it's a very small group that went out and protested ceasefire, stuff like that, and they were given really dirty looks. They were threatened. So the vast majority of Israeli society, like, yeah, I can agree that polls are, not necessarily legitimate, but I think on this issue, you can just look at what people are saying and you can listen to your own ears and eyes.
Do you like Katie Halper?
I do.
Do you think I should have her on the show?
Yeah.
What if she said you have to wait a month to put out the episode and then made me wait 2 months? That's my lost episode. I'm just waiting to put it out there.
Because I was like, didn't you
Is it
have
really
her on
with
the
Katie
show?
Halper? Oh,
Huh?
shit. Is that really who it is?
Yeah. We should play right now.
Let's just play it
could.
right now. Play a clip.
We good. It was good. She's cool. She was really funny to talk to.
She seems
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, and like off camera too. Bill Williams.
U.S.
in
prison
$2.
system.
Mm-hmm. It's
U.S.
not
prison system in
it's
DOJ is broken.
Well, they're not broken. It's just we don't like how they work. They're working as planned, right?
They're working as
Especially-
intended.
Yeah, like the prison system is privatized and the entire government's bought off. So yeah, you're right. It is a broken system, but that's not it. It's like you said, it's intended. Pitchforks Dragon, are these all my super chats? Thank you so much. Let's
This
argue.
motherfucker's just paying money to be like a little like.
I mean, it's pitchforks, so yeah, probably.
I do think that's weird. I would be over there like left is best and just see what happens. That's like I had my Australian guest on last week, and Ange from What Do You Mean video. You should be checking out those videos if you aren't, Adrian. I share them with you. Yeah, those are good. She said that down there the liberals are the conservatives, and I was like, well, that's how it is here too. but that is weird.
They're not. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance. Oh no!
Andrew's given up.
What has happened?
Andrew
it's 10 till midnight for you guys. So, if you are wrapping it up, I am going to for my stream. If y'all just sit tight on Twitch, I will be going live again as soon as this is over, so you don't even have to go anywhere.
I gotta advertise my bullshit before I get out of here.
Yeah, everyone advertise your BS.
I got some bull ass fucking shit here. Can we get like a fucking like a thing?
What you want to be up there just
like a
solo
prison?
on screen?
No, God. Oh God, no. Oh Jesus.
You gotta put something in the
Oh Jesus, please no, don't do that.
private chat.
What is it? Present? And then I click a window. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Share screen. How do I choose?
There was a moment last night on my stream where I was like, hold on, let me bring up this tweet. And Andrea said in the chat, how many streamers does it take to share a clip?
Well, yeah, because like,
and
well,
I'm
you
starting
asked
to think,
like John from San Antonio, like, can you send me that? And he's like, how about I retweet it instead? And that was really funny because like I know he does not want to fuck with the private chat. He just was like, nah. I'll retweet it, and then you're like, how do I find it? And it's like you can hear the scrolling, and it's Oh man.
Oh, and then I wanted to make it full screen, and anyway.
But I've been doing little documentary videographic videos
Right.
on the history of Doom speedrunning. So
Oh, yeah.
I've got number 7 coming out tomorrow. I got 6 of them up already. They're getting hundreds of views, folks. Hot, hot,
Wow.
hot. Check it out.
Cool. That is like. Well, anyway, go ahead, Adrian. What do you got?
Oh, well, normal stream every day. I stream politics, leftist news, current events, topics I find interesting. We break it up with good music. Yeah, it's a cozy vibe.
Nice.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I was gonna say I don't like to show
Oh,
anything.
links on.
Well, I don't like to put up my Twitter on screen unless I have like a lot of notifications.
You don't
I
want people to know that nobody's doing your.
no, like if I don't have any notifications, it's like, oh wow. Nobody
So
loves you.
that's why you have an alt account. So whenever you're planning on doing a show,
always
you just
20
spam
plus.
tweet yourself. Yep.
Yeah.
But it's all you also has to make it like a private account that you only
No.
follow that account and they only follow you, so it's not publicly showing up on anyone's feeds or anything. So
I
that way
do
you get
show-
the notifications.
I do show my Twitter page in those cases. I'm just saying I don't like to. I'd rather it be like I haven't looked at it in 5-10 minutes and there's like 18 notifications.
Well, you gotta hit
'cause-
20, right? Because that's when it caps out and it goes like 20
Yeah.
plus.
Like,
you know?
every
you gotta
time-
be permanently capped at 20 plus.
Yeah, like
You're
every
hot
time
shit.
David Dole shows his Twitter feed, he's maxed out, and it's like, well, he never looks at them, so I get that. But anyway,
That's what he wants you to. He just has like a browser extension that just always has that there.
yeah. So I'm gonna do a members only live stream next Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Members only live stream right here on my YouTube channel. Check that out. Subscribe now and you will see all this stuff in the community tab. Follow me on all the social medias and you'll see it there. I try and keep everyone up to date in advance. And Monday night, though, before the members only live stream, Monday night, unless a guest comes through, which could happen, we're doing an all new lie detector. Have you watched any of the lie detectors, Adrian? Yeah, we got a new one.
I was on with you when you did one. I think
That's
the first
right.
one.
That's where the first one was.
was in that call-in show with me.
I got to go back because I was like, because the chat was telling me like we were tied up, and I was like, I don't think so because I can't find the first one. Okay, I'll have to go back.
There you
That's
go.
right. So, yeah. So now I don't know if we're tied or not. But anyway, I have 4 news stories. One of them's a lie. That'll be fun. And then Wednesday, Sam Daly Harris, author and what did we say? Long-term activist.
It's like a mass shooter ass name.
No, this guy is awesome. His book's called. He has a revised and completely updated version of a book that I think originally came out in the 70s called Reclaiming Our Democracy: Every Citizen's Guide to Transformational Advocacy. Transactional advocacy is like signing a petition, retweeting. Transformational is like meeting with your congressman. So, it's scary.
I'm in.
It's scary. And so anyway, he has been teaching people how to do this for a long time. He's a pro at it, so I can't wait to talk to him. And so anyway, that's next week for me. I'm still off on Fridays for the time being. We had another super chat come in. Here we go. Pitchforks Dragon, $5, worth of $5 while we unilaterally condemn an illegitimate warmongering nation. I want to just point out we're leftists in America and y'all see it. Yep.
I am fully cognizant of what you are trying to say, and I agree with your statement, I think.
Does everyone know where the phrase "left is best" originated? Do you guys know this story?
Yeah, that's the right winger posted a graffiti and tried to like fake hate crime themselves.
Yeah, he was like a Trump supporter, and he tried to make it. He went to like a park or a playground and spray painted "left is best" everywhere. Like it was on camera. Trying to make it like lefties vandalize this park, and Sam Cedar was like, "We should just start saying left is best."
It's really
It's
Love
good.
like a
it.
really good slogan. Nobody had ever said it before, but like,
Yeah, Lance has an emote that's left his best as well.
yeah, that's awesome.
great.
Lance will occasionally wear a "left is best" T-shirt that I designed. I don't know if you ever saw that, but design that shirt.
Check out Matt's merch, everybody.
Yeah, I can finally post it on my YouTube page. It's right beneath this video. You can scroll down. And if you go to my Redbubble, this is the only place. Is it Redbubble? Yeah, gosh, I don't even go there anymore. If you go to my
It's
Redbubble
Redbubble.
store, you can get the exclusive iMod for Letter Hack t-shirts. Did you know I was doing that?
I
Because everyone's a
didn't.
mod.
That's awesome. I think I remember you saying something about it. I didn't know it actually came to fruition. So
Yeah,
good
I
job.
did it. And then they tried to unionize, and I was like, well, I'm busting that up.
Naturally.
I can unmod everyone here. I didn't
So
know.
what would happen? So if you buy the T-shirt and then you get unmodded, what would happen?
It
You
becomes
have to-
ironic.
you just burn that shirt in your backyard with your Nikes and Budweiser or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes propaganda worth incinerating. Anyway. Good show. Thanks for coming on at the last minute.
Absolutely.
Really do
Thanks for having
appreciate it.
me.
I'm just stalling until exactly midnight. There was I was telling this story last week about how I found this old Polaroid my friends had taken of me. When you have sleepover, whoever fell asleep first, they would take a picture of you. It was always like, if you can't stay up past midnight, you're a loser. So they would do stuff. And like, I woke up one day, I was like tied to a chair, had this like Magilla gorilla stuffed animal under one arm, little high school football megaphone, like at my, like, like I was on a sailor hat. It's really embarrassing. But anyway, that's
That's
why I was
great.
trying to last till at least midnight for fear of falling asleep first.
Yeah, you never know. It might get really bad.
It might. You don't know what's going to happen. Okay, well, cool. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. Thanks for watching, everyone.
In my chat on Twitch, just stay where you are. You'll be told to refresh in like 30 seconds after this ends.
You will be told.